Okay, welcome Thursday Night Crew. Today we were working a little bit with our duck and cover program, a little bit more. So this is our defensive posture that we're going to take after everything else has failed. It's our passive defense where we're expecting to get hit. So we're making a structure and we're making a frame to minimize the damage, but we're still expecting to get hit. So what we're doing is we're attaching our hands to our head and making a frame so that I don't have to rely on physical strength to stop anything coming at me. So if I took a regular boxing stance this way, I have to rely on the strength of my arms that when an impact comes this way, I'm strong enough pushing away that my hands don't hit me in the face at the same time. So if I already attach my hands to my head here, I'm making a triangle from my hand down the front to my elbow, along my arm to my shoulder, and then up the back of my spine back to my head. I got this really nice kind of triangle at this side, which is a very strong structure. I can take a lot of impacts here because I'm not hitting myself in the head anymore. I'm grabbing, I'm pulling down, and I'm pushing my head up to really strengthen the flex of the muscles on this shape. And then this is what's going to keep me protected. So from a head-on position, I'm keeping my hands resting loosely on my head so I can see. I don't want to go from still to try and go from 0 to 100 all the time. So I'm going to keep my hands moving a little bit as I'm moving around, as I'm shadowboxing or sparring. A little bit of movement allows me to react faster. Much like a tennis player, when they're sitting to return the serve, they're spinning the pad, they're spinning the racket, they're bouncing lightly, because if they're in movement, they can make that sudden move. If they're dead still, it's hard to suddenly break the freeze to go. So same thing here. I'm going to have my hands moving a little bit, and then I have three positions that I want to cover. I have a front cover, which for a large impact or a really big power shot, I'm just going to use both hands at the same time. I'm going to do the bottoms of my palms meet each other and my pinkies line up. So my palms go together, my palms go on top of my head. So I want the thickest part of my arm closest to my elbow. I want that to line up in front of my face. If I'm too far forward, it's going to be the thinner part of my arm, including my wrist, that when there's impacts here, it's just going to fold. Especially if it's a strong one, you're still going to feel the impact. But if you move your hand farther back on your head, not at the front, but right up on the top, almost at the back, then the thick part of your elbow is going to be covering your face, and you can take a lot of impact off that position. Using both hands at the same time, I can even let the elbows join completely. I cover the front just for the time of the impact, and then I can open up again. So if I'm here, my hands are moving, cover, and then back, right? Just for that one split second where I'm bracing, I'm shrugging my shoulders, I'm ducking my head, and I'm really pushing my hands down and my head up to make that shape as strong as possible, and then relaxing again. That's our front position. Now that's for a big impact to the front. If I'm not too worried about the strength of the impact, but something's coming from the front, anyways, I can also do a one-arm front cover where I just use one hand. I use the middle of the arm or the side of the arm to line up with the middle of the symmetry line of my head. So I slide that hand to the front. When that's lined up with the middle of my face, that's where I'm covering and bracing from, and then coming back to the middle. So my hands are moving. I can move this one or this one, and it just moves forwards to cover that center line, just in case something's coming in. I can do the same hand multiple times. I can switch whenever I want, but now my hands are in a relaxed position. They're too far forward. My wrists are in front of my face, and when I brace, I'm sliding my hands back, either full cover or one arm cover. But this position is not a defensive mechanism that keeps your hair pretty. You're going to mess up your hair. It's going to give you a kind of bird's nest, and that's kind of what should happen. Especially when we start adding in the circular shots. I'm defending the hook lines or the sides of the heads, the ears. From here, to get that side position covered, I'm going to brush one hand through my hair and grab the back of my neck. So if we look at the back of my head for a moment, I'm going to come here sliding through. My hand comes right down and covers where my spine meets my skull. This area here is very sensitive to getting hit. So I want to just cover that with my hand and make sure that it doesn't get hit. The same thing, when I do that, I'm taking this triangle shape from the side and I'm compressing it. So as my hand comes back, the top part of my forearm compresses close to the bottom bicep, and it covers my ear and the side of the head completely, right? If I'm relaxed and my shoulders are down when I do this, it's not so effective. But if I turtle my head and I shrug my shoulders, I can cover the whole side of my head quite effectively without leaving a gap for my ear. The second thing that happens is when I do that side cover, because my elbow is still in front, I'm still protected to the front. So I don't have to cover to the side and compromise my front. I can cover both with one hand or the other. The only thing I want to make sure that I don't do is cover both sides at the same time, because when you do this, the width of your skull stops your elbows from protecting your face, right? I can't get it close enough. But if I keep one in front, I can cover the front and one side at the same time. So my hands are moving lightly as I'm moving around. I can cover one hand to the front. I can cover one hand to the side, both hands to the front, and just keep my hands moving. If I guess wrong, I guess to the side and it comes to the front, it just comes off my elbow instead. If I guess to the front and it goes to the side from here, I can always rotate my shoulders and look towards it at the last second. So instead of taking it on the ear, I'm taking it on the forearms. I'm just turning my front cover a little bit to the side, so I'm taking the side shot on my front cover. It's a last ditch move. I'd rather side cover because that puts me in a better position to counterattack. But if I have to, I'd rather twist than get hit. So we're experimenting with those as our defensive structure. So we have our guard where we're going to operate from. But if my blocks and my defenses fail when someone's attacking me and things get through my guard, that's when I can retreat to my duck and cover because I'm expecting to get hit. So I'm just bracing to minimize damage. I'm not avoiding it anymore. That has already failed. Now it's a secondary precaution or secondary defense level where I'm okay, brace for impact, hit, and then recover well, right? I'm going to take a hit and then go into my next flurry of activity, whatever it may be. And so that's our beginning duck and cover 101. That's what we worked on today. Happy training.